Hey everybody, it's Kris at Oak Street Garden Shop in Crestline Village. The holidays are right around the corner, and you know why I know that is when the Amaryllis bulbs come in. Amaryllis bulbs, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to take care of them, what they are. They're just really a great holiday flower that you can plant either by the bulb, and I will show you one right here. This is one bulb. And do you remember when we had the video about bulbs? And I said the easiest way to know how deep to plant them is twice the depth of the bulb. That does not apply to this one. These babies need to be planted high. You don't want to put these bulbs twice the depth of the bulb. You'll be burying that thing. It will not do at all. So when you plant an Amaryllis bulb, you have the bulb right at the surface of the soil, and you can either plant these in potting soil, or if you have a container that doesn't have drainage, you can put pea gravel or rock, stone, and actually grow them in water. But at any rate, you never want the bulb to be wet. So planting it high is the thing to do, no more than a third deeper. And some of my friends in the nursery business actually soak these roots before they plant them. I've never done that. I don't know if any of you have seen any of the waxed Amaryllis bulbs. They don't even have roots and they come up and they bloom. I don't really know how that happens, but it does. I just simply plant this in the soil so that the bulb is maybe like that much into the soil here. If you can see my finger right there, you do not want this bulb too deep in the soil. You want to keep the soil just evenly moist. And one of the big things that I tell people with Amaryllis is that they're going to come up on a stem and they're going to get tall with these beautiful, elegant flowers. The size of the bulb matters most of the time. The bigger the bulb, the larger the flowers. There are some exceptions to that. This bulb right here, and you'll see it's coming up out of the pot. I mean, out of the box. And there's not much in the way of roots on that, but it is starting to come up. This one is called La Paz, and it is a really, really beautiful, elegant bloom. I did a big dough bowl for someone last Christmas with this. Lots of these bulbs in it with different things. It was just gorgeous. When they start coming up like this, you want to get them planted. The other thing to remember with Amaryllis, because they get tall, you need to have some kind of staking material set up for them. And this is such that you can move the stakes as the blooms come up if you need to. It's just something to support them. I've got some white branches here, some green moss branches here, some willow, and just a decorative cinnamon stake in this one. I'll talk to you about how to do that in a minute. And then some branching here. You also want to have a heavy enough container, because when this starts to come up, you can imagine it can be top heavy. I know this for a fact that you need a heavy container because possibly one night I heard a crash and the Amaryllis that I had on my mantle was on the ground. So you got to have a nice sturdy container, and you've got to have some stake to it, okay? So let me show you what I've done. Real quick, I want to jump in here and tell you one big important thing. If your bulb is not coming up as fast as you would like, give it more warmth and more light. That's going to help speed it up. I will say Amaryllis have their own timetable. Sometimes they just sit there. You don't want to actually try to time one of these things for a party, okay? Don't do that. Just don't give yourself that aggravation. It'll be okay if it's just a stem coming up with a bud. It's all right, it's all good. But that was just a main big thing I wanted to be sure and tell you. Now we'll go back to the video. So this one is actually in a pot. They say, and I've done this, that you want to have at least an inch of room around the bulb. This is a massive bulb. This is going to be a white Amaryllis. You can see that the bud is just starting to come up. And I've maneuvered these branches in here. I may move them as the bloom comes up. I don't want the bloom coming into the branch. You know, everything is movable. This one here is actually in a container that is holding water. So this, I've got pea gravel right about to here, and then the bulb is nestled into the pea gravel, and I've just got, you know, it mossed and then moss on the top. When you've got a bulb like this in pea gravel, you want to keep the water just to the bottom of the bulb, and you'll be able to see. I mean, you can pull that moss aside and take a look at it to be sure that you're not getting water on that bulb. This is just planted in soil. I like bulbs planted in soil like this when they're so big. I think it helps stabilize them. And then once this one starts coming up, I'll add a stake to it. This is one that I've done a little bit more elaborately. We do a lot of designs with Amaryllis through the holidays, and this is just sort of an example of what we've done. In this one, I've got 3 bulbs, and this is a really great way to showcase Amaryllis, and it's a really showstopper when they come up. So I've got 3 red Amaryllis in this one. You can see that's what it's going to look like right there. These tags give you a great idea of what you're going to end up with. And then I just added some fern, little pomegranates, some pine cones, and some moss. And I'll just keep this watered and watch them come up. They're really fun to watch. It's great. It's a great thing to do with kids. If you don't want to do the bulbs, you know, you're not interested in doing this, we will have bulbs already potted from our growers through the holiday season. They make great gifts. They're fun to watch grow, and they're elegant. They're just beautiful. They come in all different colors. So that's the Amaryllis bulb. Come see us. We've got them now. We're here from 9 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Instagram, Facebook, like us. Thanks.